Hi, I'm Minette Rushing, owner of Custom Cakes in Savannah, Georgia, and today I'm going to share with you my favorite recipe for cheesecake. For the crust, we'll need 4 ounces of melted butter, 1 3/4 ounces of granulated sugar, 4 1/2 ounces of crushed graham cracker crumbs, and a 10-inch springform pan. Alright, to prepare the pan, I'm going to use a piece of parchment paper, or you can use wax paper. Lay it over the bottom and then take my open springform pan and fit it over the bottom. So now I'm going to close it. And this will do a couple of things. One, it'll make it really easy for me to take the cheesecake out of the pan. And also, two, it really seals this pan so nothing drips out. And then I'll take just a piece of aluminum foil, just in case anything does leak out. It won't make a mess in your oven, and finish it. Okay, the last step, I'm just going to use a little bit of pan spray, just lightly, so that I don't have any trouble getting my cheesecake out of the pan. All right, I'm going to add the sugar to the graham cracker crumbs. Just kind of mix that around a little bit until it's pretty well distributed. And then I'll add the melted butter. Alright, let's mix this really good so all the graham cracker crumbs have some butter and sugar on them. It's all wet. It'll be almost like sand, kind of like a sand texture. Alright, now we're ready to add it to the springform pan and make our crust. Alright. Going to put the crust in the springform pan. Try to distribute the crumbs evenly in the pan. And I'll take the crumbs up the side just a little bit, but I don't like to go up too much. So once I feel like they're pretty even in the pan, then I'm going to go ahead and just pat it down. Alright, so that looks good. Now I'm going to take this and put it into a 375 oven that's been preheated and bake it for about 5 minutes. Here it is straight out of the oven. It's baked for 5 minutes, and we're going to set it aside while we mix the cheesecake and let it cool. Alright, here's what we'll need for the cheesecake filling. 11 1/2 ounces of whole eggs, 10 1/2 ounces of sugar, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, and 3 pounds of cream cheese at room temperature. I've added the cream cheese to the mixing bowl, and I'm going to mix it by itself just for a couple of minutes. Now I think I'm ready to go ahead and start adding the sugar, and we'll add that a little bit at the time on low speed. When I'm making cheesecake, I like to mix the ingredients on a lower speed because you don't want to incorporate so much air into the batter that may cause cracking as it cools down. Alright, that looks nice and creamy, so now we're going to go ahead and start adding the eggs, one at a time. Be patient and let each egg get incorporated before you add the next. Again, you want to keep your mixer on low so we're not incorporating a lot of air. All right, now I'm going to scrape the sides one more time just to make sure everything's incorporated. And that looks good. Turn it back on and add the vanilla. We'll add that all at one time. All right, that looks good. I'm going to raise my bowl up a little bit and let the batter kind of fill the pan this way to help eliminate any air bubbles. We don't want any air bubbles because those can lead to cracks. All right, looks beautiful. All right, now it's ready to go into a preheated 300-degree oven for an hour and a half. All right, it's been an hour and a half, so I'm going to check. And you can see it's still a little jiggly, which is what we want. So it looks good to me, so I'll close the oven door and go ahead and turn it off. All right, now we're going to crack the oven door slightly, like this, so that the cheesecake can cool slowly, and hopefully that'll prevent it from cracking. We'll leave it in here for about 2 hours. The cake has chilled overnight in the fridge, and now I'm ready to take it out of the pan, and you can see it came out really beautiful. There are no cracks, and I'm going to loosen the cake with a knife, go all the way around. All right, and you can see the little hinge. I'm just going to pop it and take it off, and there's our cheesecake. It looks beautiful. All right, now I'm going to put a piece of saran wrap over the top and use a cake board and turn it over and remove the bottom part of the cheesecake pan and the parchment paper. Put another board on top. And flip it over.